Shauna.
Okay, so this should be quick. I've done a video about what you do before loan signing, what you do during the loan signing, and now it's this one, what you do after a loan signing. You think it's as simple as, okay, just take the documents to the postal service and ship them out. Yeah, but make sure you watch out for these things. First off, make sure you're shipping out the correct envelope, because there are times you might have more than one document, one more loan documents or loan packets that you might be shipping out. The worst thing you could do is accidentally mix up the shipping addresses on the document. The worst thing you can do. Like, document A is supposed to be going to location A, document B is supposed to be going to location B, but you accidentally put label A on label B packet and label B packet on label A, and that is the absolute worst thing you could do. So make sure that you keep these documents in order and organized and separate from each other. Even if on the envelope that you're carrying in, write the actual name, the actual address. Make sure before you even put it in the envelope that you check the address. Make sure you double check that you're putting the label onto the pack, that you check the address again, because that's the worst thing you could do. The absolute worst thing. Thank goodness it has never happened to me, but it has happened to somebody. With that being said, make sure you also seal the document before shipping it off. I know sometimes there's this mindset, it's like, okay, I just want to make sure everything's in the packet before I close it, just in case I have to go back through it. I'm not going to close it. I'm just gonna let me double check one more time, look through it. Oh, okay, put it back in there, it's good. Okay, before I go ahead, let me go through it one more time, because especially at the beginning, you will make sure you be like double, triple, quadruple checking these documents, making sure every page is signed, every dotted line is dotted, every T is crossed, every stamp is stamped. You're going to be checking through it, and with that mindset, you're not going to want to seal the package right away. So you're going to want to keep checking all the time, and with that mindset, you might forget to actually seal the pack. You might take it up there, here you go. And I have heard cases where documents have failed out, but like they've given it to the FedEx or UPS or whoever you're sending it off with, documents have failed out, and what has happened, the FedEx people just put the documents back in there, either out of order or missing a page or two, and no, you won't get paid that way. If you make sure you actually seal it tight, close it tight before you hand it off to the carrier. Don't expect them to do it. This is all your responsibility. This is all on you. If something go down, you can't blame FedEx guy. You can't blame nobody but yourself. I've said this on another video, but there might be times where instead of you have to ship off the packet going to FedEx, UPS, or whatever, occasionally there might be a time where this lender assigns a carrier to pick up the documents from you, from your house, from your location, from wherever you are at. Do not, especially during Corona times, I know you think, oh, I don't want people in my house, da, 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 da. Do not leave the loan signings on the package and be like, I'm instructing him just to, I'm gonna leave it on the front porch, I'm gonna leave it on the front door or whatever, and he can just grab it and go that way to keep safe. You wait for him to knock at the door and be like, okay, sir, can you stay back? I'm gonna sit these on the ground, then you can grab them and go. If you're that like fearful about it, or just open the door, hand it to him, but don't just leave it out there and then walk off and be like, oh, okay. No, that's the worst thing you can do, because then you'll be like, oh yeah, the carrier came picking them up, and then the next thing you know, they knock on the door, man, we're here to pick up, da, 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 and you're like, well, I left it out there, didn't you grab it? And they're like, no, I didn't. And you're like, oh my god, somebody stole it. Somebody stole it. I don't know what happened, somebody stole it. Speaking of which, when I said carriers and FedEx, all that stuff, I keep repeating, make sure you get tracking numbers. Now you're like, well, what do I do with these tracking numbers? Keep a record of these tracking numbers, whether you use Excel or Word or whatever, Google Doc, it don't matter. Have you like a clear cut, like name, address, FedEx tracking number. Just keep a track of all your numbers. After maybe a good couple months, you can delete it or whatever. That way, when you know for definite you don't need it, or maybe not even that long, a couple weeks, after a couple weeks you can delete it, make new for a new list. But make sure you keep track of all your FedEx numbers or FedEx tracking numbers or UPS tracking numbers. That way you know your butt is covered. I shipped it off, here's the tracking number, this is where it was supposed to be. That's, if you haven't got it, it's not my fault. It shows right now it was received at carrier, you should have got it by now. It ain't my fault if you didn't. Lastly, don't keep any copies of any remaining documents. Say you accidentally printed one copy, one batch wrong, so you put that aside and then print it out correctly the next time. Do not keep that. I know you're thinking, oh, don't keep it. Well, yeah, don't keep it. Like, as soon as you don't need it, destroy it. And when I say destroy it, I mean like use a shredder, not just any shredder, like a cross-cut shredder. I'll link one down below. They're not that expensive. I know your thought is like, dang, I gotta spend more money. No, you don't, but yes, you want to, because the truth of the matter is, I know these are shears, but this is just an example. Scissors will not cut it. First off, you're gonna be having to cut through anywhere from 30 up to 150 sheets of paper, and then that's, well, yeah, that's just one copy if you have extra. But you don't want to use scissors. Scissors, they don't do the job like you need it to done. It's too easy, and then the whole like taking paper and ripping it like that don't do nothing. You can easily piece together paper. You're like, well, who would ever piece together paper? They got some weirdos out there who will dig through your trash and piece together something. So it's not a requirement, a shredder, but I would recommend getting a shredder. It's just the bestest of things for you. It's easier, it keeps things smoother. Scissors don't do the job. Your hands definitely can't do the job good enough. So it's up to you in the end. If you want to hold out, but just make sure you destroy those people information as soon as possible. You do not want that laying around any which way, because if they tie it back to you any kind of way, okay, I'm out.